morning, everyone. Welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios. And this is going to be take 2 because for some reason my phone cut off on me. So we're going to start this again. Today we are making doilies. And I had told you that no crochet thread and no crochet hooks were involved. Instead, we're going to go back to grade school. And I apologize for the shadows and lights. I'm filming on the dining room table this morning so that I do not have to delay this video yet another day. I am still in the process of trying to put the filming corner back together. That's my project for today. Okay, let's talk about the tools we're going to need. You're going to need something that you can trace circles from. Coffee cup, tape roll, jar lids. If you have a little snack bowl in the kitchen, anything that's going to give you a circle. If you have circle dies and a die cutting machine, go for it. Your end result is you want a circle. That's all there is. Now I'm going to take a minute here and we're going to do a quick tutorial on cutting again. When you are cutting a circle out, don't start with the biggest pair of scissors you have. Use shorter blades. Okay? Now, I deal with essential tremors, not as bad as my sister, but I do still have issues. And I'm just learning I need to take things slow. So, let me get a drink of coffee here really quick. When you're cutting circles, use a small pair of scissors. You're going to go in and find you a starting spot into your circle. And then you're going to start way back here in the back of your circle, of your scissor mouth. And you're going to turn your paper as you close your scissors. And you can do this at any speed. The slower you go, the better your detail is going to be. Now when you get to your tips, pull your scissors out, start all the way back to the back of your mouth again, close and turn. Okay, just like that. Now I have several already that I had cut out and then lost. So I'm going to have to cut through some of these a little faster if I'm going to show you what we're doing. Thanks to my phone. I had stuff all set up and then it didn't work. Okay, so that's your tip with your scissors. Okay, what do you need to make doilies from paper? You need something that's going to give you a circle. Okay, then you're going to need some your scissors. I have 3 different sizes here. These I use more than anything. These I use when I'm cutting the larger circles. And then these are my pinking shears to give me edges. If you have any of those decorative scissors in your craft room that you haven't used in forever or bought because you thought you would use and then you haven't used them since, good time to pull them out. I have 2 sizes of punches. I have my standard 1/4 inch punch and then I have an 1/8 inch punch. Either one will work. We are going to use both today. But if you don't have this 1/8 inch punch, that's fine. However, if you have a crocodile, you have an 1/8 inch punch, okay? Just so you know. And you may want to have a pokey tool on hand because sometimes when you punch, it doesn't want to come off the post and you can use this to get between the post and your paper and dislodge that, okay? Then if you have any of these cute little punches that you just had to have for whatever reason and haven't touched since you brought them home, this is a good time to bring these out too. Okay, so we're going to use all of those today. Now, we're going back to grade school. If you remember cutting snowflakes in grade school, you started with a square piece of paper, folded it all up, and then you tried to make it a circle. Well, duh. Start with a circle. And let's start with this one right here, because it's going to be one of our easiest. Oh no, let's start with this one. I love this one with the stars, okay? For this one, I used my star punch. And I used this little sunburst punch. And then I used decorative scissors, okay? When you're folding, after you have cut this out, you want to fold this to where you want to fold it in so your pencil line is on the outside. Now I'm using parchment paper. Parchment paper will let you fold it more times than if you use a standard sheet. And when we do the standard sheet circle, I'll try to show you that in a minute. But with this one, you're going to fold it in half. Fold it in half again, and then fold it in half one more time. So you have this cute little doll skirt or cone, okay? Now, we're going to cut this edge last, and we're going to cut our point off second to last, because when you're using punches, you want to be able to have as smooth of your edges as you can get and not have to worry about trying to get in around a jagged edge, okay? So I'm using this, and I'm going to come in from the side on that fold, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn it. Just like that. And I've kind of centered my star in there. Give it a punch. And yeah, I knew I was going to have to stand up for this one. Because while you're cutting a few layers, it's still going to take a little bit of work. It is, even though it's parchment. Okay, then we're coming back with the sunburst, and we're going to poke our tip in there. And that's what we're going to punch our point out with. Oops, I didn't actually square that one up. So this one's not going to be perfect. Apparently it slid. There we go. That's better. Now we can come back with our decorative scissors and trim off our edges. Now if you have pencil lines left when you're done, come back with an eraser and clean them up. Not a problem. Okay? And there is our first doily. And nobody's are going to be the same. It's going to depend on what supplies you have in your stash. But there's that one with our little sunburst center. And of course you can press it out with your bone folder. Take it to your ironing board. Just like that. Okay, so there's that one. Now, let's do this one. I love this one. No, actually, because we're going to be maybe short on time, let's do this one. And because I'm going to have to cut this one out again, because I had already done that. Where's my pencil? My cat was playing with my pencil a while ago. Trace my circle. And I'm going to do this really quick. Cut off excess first. That will help. And then I'm coming in with my bigger scissors because it's a bigger circle. But I'm using the same technique. I'm just going a little faster than I was for the first one. Just like that. Okay, there's the end of that one. Then we're going to fold to our pencil lines on the outside. The reason you put the pencil lines on the outside is so when you trim your edge, you can see your pencil line. Now, because this is heavier paper, we're only going to fold it twice. We fold it in half one time, fold it in half another time. Okay? And I had this just like that. Okay? So now we're going to come back in with my heart punch. And this one likes to stick on me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fold it this way first, because that lets me see my two different sides. I'm not going to leave it folded. I'd never get a punch through this paper if I left it folded. But that gives me a line to follow so I know where my centers of my other ones are at. And I'm going to put that right up into there, just like that. And I'm going to come back in from the side on that fold. Come back in just like that. Now see how I left a good border down here? That will make it easy when I come back in with the decorative edge. Now, then I come back in with my 1/8 inch punch. And this one I can go ahead and fold. It'll punch out. It'll stick. And I'm going to go to the center, which is going to put me right above the top of the V in the heart. Just like that. Okay? Then I'm coming back to the side, and I'm going to put another one there. Don't mind the cat. And I'm going to come back and put another one over here on this side. Just like that. Okay? Now, what did I use? I used my 1/4 inch punch for the tip. Just like that. And then I can come back, and I don't have to leave this folded. I can open this back up, so it will be easier. And I'm coming back in with my lace edge. And I do the same thing. I go down as far as I can get. Then I pick it up and I reset it. Find me a notch to reset. Just like that. Okay? And then when we open it up, we have a heart doily. Just like that. And you can ink the edges. You could lay this over top of a solid color of red or pink so that the hearts really popped. That'll work. Okay, now I have one more here, already punched out. Let's see, I had done one in this. Let me clean my mess off. And let's do a small one of this paper, just because Tabby is sitting over here on the back side of the table, watching intently, waiting to see what she can play with. So far, my phone is still recording, so that's a good spot. Cut the excess out of the way. And again, I'm going to come back with my bigger scissors, just like this. Now, the white is like the coffee paper that we worked with first. It's going to be heavier, so you're not going to be able to fold it as many times as you did the parchment. You're going to have to work with it in smaller bites. You can fold it more to give yourself lines to work with. Let's fold that one in half. And let's fold it in half again. And let's see. I don't think we did this one. So let's fold this one here. Yeah, this is one I did and realized I had stopped recording. So I did fold it a fourth time or third time because I want to give myself that crease like we did on the coffee paper. Okay, then we can come back. Let's do butterflies this time. Let's see if we can get the butterfly punch to work. And we're going to center a butterfly there. Nope, it's not going to like that one. Guess we're doing hearts. Heart's a little bit more doable. Now we could open this back up and see if maybe the butterfly will go with this way through a lighter weight. Yeah, there we go. There's butterflies. Just those sections, those fold sections, give you a registration of where to line up your punches. Okay? Okay, so there's our butterflies. Now these are awfully close to the edge. So what I'm going to do with that one is I'm just going to use my pinking shears. And I'm going to lose part of my butterfly on this one. Just no getting around it. But that's because that didn't want to go into... And you do this the same way. You find your starting point and you turn and close, okay? And then this one, let's fold it back up into fourths. And we're going to take notches, just like that. Come over here and do notches. You did the notches when you did the snowflakes in grade school. You know how to do those. And what did I use? I think I just used the quarter punch for this one off the tip. Now how deep you go in with your quarter punch is going to determine how big your hole is in the center. So keep that in mind, okay? And then let's scoot our garbage off of the way and unfold. And there's another doily. Now, do you have to do all these decorative punches? Absolutely not. If you want to just do something simple, let's cut us a small one here really quick. Get rid of our excess so we don't have that to deal with. You don't have to do all the decoratives. You don't have to have all the decorative punches. You can do this with a pair of scissors and a standard quarter-inch hole punch. So let's do that. This is all we're going to use. Nope, not that one. This one. Okay. We're going to fold it again so our pencil line's on the outside, wherever it went to. Okay. And because we're using just those two, we can fold it a little bit better. Just like this. Okay, so let's start by our quarter inch, and let's go here and here. Okay, let's nip this off here And then let's take this down here on our edge, and we're not going to go all the way in. We're only going to go about part way in. And you can do this and make a scalloped edge. Whoops. Tabby liked that paper flying across the table. But I can't squeeze with both hands. There we go. Get our garbage out of the way so we can see how this turned out. We used a 1/4 inch punch and a pair of scissors. All we used. Nothing fancy. And that almost has a cogwheel steampunk look to it. Isn't that cool? So there are lots of things you can do with punches, scissors, to create your own doily if you don't have one. This one I turned into almost like Swiss cheese. I did the butterflies. No, all I used on this one was the 1/8 inch punch and the pinking shears. Just turn that triangle into Swiss cheese, cut off the bottom, and this is what I got. Just like that. And it's lots of different options, and then you can go back and you can press them out, and you have doilies for your journal without having had to have purchased any. Let's put that one over there. Tabby says she's over it. Mom's done playing with paper. So there are lots of different options you can use. You get different looks with different sizes of circles. That's it. I'm finishing up the studio filming corner this weekend. Excuse me. And I will be back here hopefully on Monday. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, remember, like, share, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. What is in your stash that you could use to make these that you have not touched in a long time? Let's pull out an old favorite and put them to use. Creative blessings.